Hey Casher, Derek here, Big Six Clan. I've been asked this question a lot recently, and that question is, what is the difference between a gadget cache and a creative cache? Well, I got my answer right after this. Over the past year, I've really started thinking about that question. And the question is, what's the difference between a gadget cache and a creative cache? Because over this last year, I've really started building more caches than I have in previous years past. And as I've been doing that, my definition of what a gadget cache kind of has changed. Originally, a gadget cache to me was anything that you had to do to get into a container to get to the logbook made it a gadget cache. Well, that's really broad to me. So, for me to define a gadget cache to me, this is my opinion, so if yours is different, that's great. I'm not going to debate you on it. But this is what my opinion is on what a gadget cache is. A gadget cache is a cache that requires some type of electronic or physical mechanism to access the logbook. So that could be from the log dispenser to a smart cache, and that makes that a gadget cache. Now, a creative cache, to me, once again, this is my opinion, requires you to do a puzzle on the cache container itself to get it to the logbook or to open up a lock. So like the escape room elements that I've been doing recently, those are creative caches to me. Now, like I said, if you have a different opinion, I would love to hear it. Leave me a comment down below and let me know. Like I said, this is my opinion, and if you have a different opinion, awesome, I'd love to hear it. I'm not going to be upset with you or anything like that, but I would love to hear from you on what your opinion is. Now, as I've been thinking about this, thinking about all these different caches that I've built and what kind of determines if they're a gadget cache or a creative cache, I realized that behind the cache is 2 years old this week. The channel is 2 years old, and I am just crazy, like, holy cow. I've been doing this for 2 years, doing this channel, and it's evolved so much from going out and talking to cache owners, which I still love doing, but with circumstances of our world, I can't do that. So I kind of pivoted and started building a lot more caches and coming up with the stories for those caches. And that's where all this has come from. And I would love to hear from you. What has been your favorite cache build this last year? Let me know down in the comments, and there's some links of some of the builds from this year in the description. I'd love to hear from you on that. And since this is 2 years old of the channel, I want to especially thank all the subscribers and everybody that has left a comment and liked the page, subscribed, commented on any of the videos that I've put out. Thank you very much for watching, and also to my patrons, thank you for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Could not have done this without you. Thanks for all the encouragement. And if you want to know a little bit more in depth on this creative cache versus gadget cache, this last week I was on Geocache Talk, and we kind of went into really in depth on it on that podcast with Gary and everything, and we showed a lot of different examples. So if you want to dive into that, I got that link down in the description as well. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for giving me a great 2 years of doing this channel. I hope you've enjoyed it, but don't go anywhere. It's been 2 years. There's a lot of videos to watch. Check out one of these videos right over here and find the story behind the cache.